Arandas.
Happy tea time, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Tea Time with Brooke and Steve and Wally and Mr. Quincy Jones. Another episode of Tea Time. We're here with a real interesting bottle of tequila. So we have been getting into tequila for the past, I don't know, year and a half or more. And throughout our journey, we've been tasting some really good and some really not so good tequilas. One distillery and one brand that we really like is Tequila Ocho. But we haven't done a review on it. And we've tried the Blanco, we've tried the Reposado, we've tried the Añejo, and they're all very, very good. Matter of fact, the distillery is ranked number 5 out of the distilleries that are on Tequila Matchmaker. So it's a solid distillery, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But we haven't tried the Widow Jane yet, and the reason why is because whenever I see it in the stores, it's like $120 or more. We were at Primo Liquors up in Weston, Florida yesterday.
Yeah.
And Dominic, hi Dominic, helped me out with some pricing. Thank you. And I was able to pick this up for about $80. And I decided, you know what? Got to try it, right? We like Ocho as a distillery, as a brand, and figured we'd put this, get this, and do a tea time with it. That's a very low plane right there. Wow. And it's starting to get overcast here in Southeast Florida, so I don't know, it might rain on us. But we're here today, tequila, teatimetequila.com. Thank you for watching, going to our website, to do the Widow Jane. So, want to say a couple words about it?
Sure. We've learned that it's additive free and certified by Tequila Matchmaker, which are both fantastic items to have on hand. The master distiller, maybe you want to dive into this.
Yeah, Carlos Camarena. He's sort of a legend of tequila. His father was a legend of his own. His grandfather was a legend of his own back in the 20s. And so Carlos Camarena, he's an agriculturist. He got an agriculture degree from a university in Texas, and he really takes care of growing great agave with making sure that the soil's enriched, and just doing a very good job at traditionally made tequila. The brand was started in 2007. So like I said before, they have a great Blanco, Reposado, and Añejo. This is the Widow Jane. It's a limited edition, single barrel, bourbon barrels from a bourbon company out of Brooklyn, New York, called Widow Jane, which apparently is supposed to be a pretty decent bourbon company, or bourbon. So
I know nothing about bourbon.
Well, I know a little bit, but oftentimes you'll find that tequilas are aged in bourbon barrels, and why not age them in a really good bourbon barrel? So that's what we have here. Carlos, back to him for a second. He's the master distiller at Tequila Ocho. He's also the master distiller at El Tesoro, which is another favorite brand of ours. Fantastic tequila, and Tapatio.
And it's underrated at all costs, in all moments.
Yeah.
That they have 2 dancers kind of on the label, and you always overlook it at the store, but it's such a high quality product that we love.
And if you look at our YouTube channel, you'll see that we've already reviewed the Tapatio Reposado as well as the El Tesoro Reposado, and quality products. We expect nothing less from this. You can see we've opened it already, or I did last night. I was too curious. So here we are. Another thing.
Dive into it a little bit.
Another thing about the Ocho Distillery, they're called single estate. It actually says it on the bottle. Single estate means that every batch of tequila, all of the agave plants are harvested from one single estate, or one single plot or tract of land, and which tends to give an interesting kind of local quality of the soil and the climate And this is the type of guy Carlos Camarena is. He likes to really, really dive into the agriculture of how he makes his tequila, and that's what this is. So as far as the tequila itself, it is a reposado,
Very light.
very light.
It's aged only for 8 weeks and 8 days, hence the number 8.
Yeah.
And the importance of the family and the process and the whole 9 yards.
It's 90 proof. So most tequilas out there are down to 80. They water them down, I guess, to 80 proof, but this is 90 proof.
I'm anticipating alcohol forward.
I'm anticipating a little bit of alcohol-y, maybe some burn. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to give away what I experienced last night, but
Didn't we do another high?
yeah. So we've reviewed the high proof Santo, which is Sammy Hagar, Guy Fieri's. It was good. A little bit, it hits you kind of. It's fire, but it had some interesting additive-free qualities to it. Like I remember with that Santo high proof, I think it was 110
Yes.
or 100, or 100, 110. This is 90. It had, what stood out for me was its cinnamon qualities for whatever reason. So here we are with this. It's traditionally made, Carlos Camarena, again, because of his grandfather and the whole lineage. They're using stone brick ovens, perfectly ripe agave plants, roller mill to squeeze everything out. They distill them twice, I guess, twice in copper pots. And then, so here we are. So as far as
It's not even straw. You could barely tell that there's any color.
yeah,
to it.
only 8 weeks.
I know.
That's barely
It's
past.
rare.
That's barely past the 2 months of what a reposado should be aged. But he knows what he's doing. He's got a good product.
But it has a lot of color and a lot of flavor, even
Yeah.
with 8 weeks.
Yeah. So when I take a big deep breath in through my nose, I do get agave. I'm getting like oak from the barrels. It must
Yep.
obviously,
Yep.
but it's
Okay.
also got a little burn, but expected with a 90 proof distillate. What are you guys doing?
Hanging out. All right.
You gonna go in?
I'm expecting fire.
Initial thoughts?
Alcohol. I gotta go in again. Gotta smooth this out
Yeah,
somehow.
we might have to let the palate ease into it a little bit because the first sip right out of it was on
It's better the second time.
the hot side. Second time, I don't know. I don't know. It's maybe it gets better with each
It
time.
smooths out.
But I'm getting that agave traditional flavoring. Definitely getting the barrel. Totally getting the barrel.
It's amazing for 8 weeks
I know.
and 8 days.
Yeah.
How much barrel
Yeah.
oakiness you wind up getting. Kind of a little cinnamon note, maybe.
I'm definitely getting cinnamon, which is interesting because the review we did on the Santo high proof was cinnamon. I got cinnamon flavors there too, so it may have something to do. I don't know. May have something to do with the high proofness of it. But it's
I'm 3 sips in. I don't know how far you are.
only 2. I'm behind.
But it's smoothing out. It's not as harsh as my first one, which was serious 190 proof coming in. It's a lot milder. Everything's evening out. Definitely agave forward. It's quite lovely.
It is very.
actually.
It's actually got. It's on the
But-
sweet side. I'm not really good at detecting flavors, but I definitely taste the cinnamon, and of course the oak and the agave. But it's sweet. Now that my palate or tongue and throat has gotten used to the 90 proof, it's got a sweet side on it. And it's really good. This is a.
It's different, and special.
It's different, special, but it's right in line with the Ocho product.
Yep.
The Ocho expressions. You go from the Blanco to the Reposado to this to the Añejo. There's a definite progression of quality and quality
Oh,
profiles.
Absolutely.
So this is really, really good.
Don't they have a singularity towards their processing in regards to like a field specific
Yeah.
process that they wind up
Yeah.
offering
that-
each
that-
batch?
that's the single estate, which says right
Okay.
on the bottle. That's a Carlos Camarena thing, and what he's doing is he's focusing his product.
More?
Sure. All on one field or one tract of land. So all of that vintage, whether it's like a 2015 Blanco from that tract of land, you'll see when you buy it, it shows where it is, or it says the name of that plot. And the theory behind it is that when you make an expression, whether it's Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, and so forth, by just using that one single estate, then that, kind of like wine, has its own vintage. So like wines have, it's a whatever brand of Napa Valley,
Right.
but it's like a 2008 Cabernet. Okay, which can vary from the 2009 to the 2007. So that Ocho has kind of carved out a little bit of a niche of them for themselves, of being like this single estate brand. So that the bottles, depending on what year, what field, whatever,
The soil, the climate
Yeah.
of that particular land is singled out to make a special expression.
right. So
And
when
it could be a Blanco, it could be a Reposado, it could be an Añejo, extra Añejo, or these select products that they wind up coming out with that are special that you should look for.
Yeah, and-
so if you're an Ocho fan, you get it, you totally understand, and hopefully we're educating those of you who don't totally understand the spin-offs, if you will.
So one year might be different than the other year, but they're all going to be produced the same way, the same yeast, the same timing, the same 2 times distilled, the same stone ovens, the same. The only difference is the vintage of the year of the agave, which makes it very interesting. Now I will say this, as far as my research has told me, is that you're never going to get a bad bottle. You know what I mean? Like with wine, it could be like, it's like the crappiest grape year because of whatever.
I think they're always in the 90s, aren't they?
Yeah,
Or
well,
above
they-
91,
in the-
for Tequila Matchmaker, they're highly, highly regarded.
Yeah, they're highly regarded. They're still distillery is number 5 out of however many ranked. This Widow Jane gets a 90 out of the Tequila Matchmaker, which I'm going to say is deserving. I'm not big on ranking them. I just know what I like, and I like this, and I would probably give it in the mid to high 80s for sure.
I'm in awe of the color, how light it is, but how much flavor it has. Again, over 80.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Again, what was the price point?
I hesitated buying it for the longest time because the cheapest I could find it was 120, but we happened to be up in our Primo Liquors up in Weston, Florida, and he had it. It was listed for 90. He gave it to me for 80, which is really nice of him. Thank you, Dominic. So that's worth it. If you see it out there, check the price. If you can afford the 120, do it. If it's a little bit too
Other
much,
things that we've had for over 100, this is worth it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we won't go.
90 proof, woohoo!
I know, right? It's already hitting. Are we done? So
Yeah, I think
okay.
we-
Well, visit our website, teatimetequila.com. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching our videos.
Thank you, Petco, for the toys.
Thank you, Petco, for the toys.
Thank you, Ray-Ban,
Ray-Ban. We have matching Ray-Bans if
for
you notice.
keeping us out of the sun.
Keeping us out of the sun. We got the lighter shade of sunglasses today because it is overcast. Ray-Ban kind of did us a solid here by sending us a couple pairs for free. We won't reveal our methodology or our tricks.
But thank you, Thomas.
But thank you, Thomas.
And go Boston.
Yeah, little shout out to Boston. Thomas has a big day tomorrow, and going from Boston to New York, and we wish him well, and to toy, so to speak. And here we are. What else?
Coming up on the Halloween season and everything, more to come with more spooky tequilas this month.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and yay Tequila Ocho.
Visit often. Thank you. Alexa.
I need more.
Alexa is shut off. So, take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.